They look like they might do it. Genesis 1 and 21. Now, I do not read Hebrew like that rabbi on that tape, as you can tell. This is not my native language. Most of the purpose of this class is to teach you what the Bible says through translate it, not interpret it. So you'll see what it actually says here. So my pronunciation won't be as beautiful as the rabbis, but I hope it comes across some. We will read the alphabet every time. And you're there in the front of your book that I wrote. In your invalene, you're there. The 22 consonants. Of course, you know there's finals to several of these. So let's read these together. Aleph, Beth, Gimel, Dalet, E, Wa, or Va. Okay. And Zion, Het, Het, Yod, Kaf, Lament, Mem, Nun, Samach, Ayin, Pei, Sahi, Kof, Resh, Sin, Shin, Tau. All right. Now, if you look over there, see to the right of that, I think, I have the ones that have finals, the bait, and the different forms of them. All right? Different forms. Remember that as we come along, we'll see them in the writings anyway. Genesis 1 and verse 21. Now let's read this. The first letter is pretty easy. Call. See that? Now it looks like kind of backwards. But this is call right here. Have you tried writing into these Hebrew letters, any of you? No. It's nice, but you don't have to do it.
You're in 1 and 21?
1 and 21, yeah.
And the upper right
I'm
hand?
wrong.
Huh?
I started out on the wrong side of the page. I apologize.
Oh.
It's A and B. All right? So if you didn't start over there with call, I have a piece of paper covering it up. I apologize for that, okay?
Created?
Okay. Created by Yivra. By Yivra.
Bahim?
By Yivra. Elohim. That's a good one. How many of you can recognize Elohim now? All right. You can recognize Elohim. That's good. All right. Genesis 1:21. Et. All right. Ha, ta, ne, nim. All right. If you want to write that at the top of that, ha, tan, ne, nim. All right. Now here we have a doggish laney in several of those letters. That's that dot in the middle of them. That makes them double. There's 2 T's in there and 2 N's also. All right. Ha, ta, ne, nim. And then we have the word ha-gidolim. Ha-gidolim. Okay, anybody? That next one is, we're going to see that one a whole lot. Viet. Viet. All right. And then we have the word call. That's the one I told you about. See, you can recognize this is another one.
How do you say that?
Call. This means it's hard, and then here that is like it's like a long A or an O. In the biblical Hebrew grammars, it'll be an O. In the modern Hebrew, it is like a.
It's call, not call.
Call. Okay. Now we're reading it because if I teach you how to read Hebrew a little bit, and you pick up something, you can even speak Hebrew today, okay? Because this is the modern Hebrew. The old biblical Hebrew is not what the Jewish people speak today, okay? I want you to understand that. And then we have the word for soul here, nephesh. Nephesh. All right? Hachaya. 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 All right, say that one. Ha-chaya. All right. And then haro meset. And here's another word you're going to see a lot, Asher. Asher, all right? You're going to see that one a lot. And then Sharitsu. And then Ha-Ma-Mayim. All right, see that doggy slangy in that word? That dot in the middle of it? And that mem? And then Le-Menehem.
What was that?
Le-Menehem. And then we have this word that we've seen so many times, the Viet. All right, Viet, or Wayet, if you want to say it like the Hebrew grammar said. Here it is like this, all right? Now I'm going to make it like this. Mine's got a foot on it and a little crown up there too. That way you can tell that from the chet or several other letters that look like it's even the hay. They look a lot alike. And some of the printing in the Hebrew, you can't tell one from another, can you, Brother Anthony? Very hard, very difficult. All right. Viet. And then call. Or.
Again,
or, that's next
on B.
On B, all right. Call or. Kanaf. Lemonehu. Want to slow down a little more?
No, just where you had a
I'm at the last letter on the left-hand side. Lemonehu. Lemonehu. All right. And then Vayar. Elohim. And here's an easy one. You're going to see this on a lot. Is key. It's like a key. It's K-I or K-E-Y, like key. Okay? Key. And then here's another word you're going to see a lot of. Is told. 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 All right? So we got to one verse here. Are you ready, Brother Brad? Did you get a piece of paper there?
Yeah.
Did you get your inlinear? All right, 121. Vayomer, Vayivra. All right, Vayivra. And created. Let's look at this and see what it actually says. And created. Here we have third person masculine singular, so God is masculine. This is God doing the creating, okay? Elohim. While consecutive and perfect. All right, Cal Stem. Page 135 in Brown Briggs. The root of it is bara, okay, bara, and created, and continued to create here, okay. He's going on, he's doing this now, he's continuing the process of creation and finishing and restoring the earth and the animal life on it, okay. Elohim, say that one. Elohim, all right, Elohim. And then we have the sign of the direct object there is et. Just like Brett, et, that. Donut.
Are you laying this up where it goes left to right, or you go right?
You go right to left.
Okay.
It's the eastern part of the world, right to left. Okay. The Hebrew, the Chaldee, the Arabic, all of that is right to left. Okay. And the Western languages like
Spanish.
What?
Spanish.
English, Greek, Latin, German is from left to right. All right, from left to right. Okay? The sign of the direct object, that means there's action going that way. All right? God's going to do something. And then it says, Hat Ta Ne Nim. What in the world is this? Young lady, have you ever seen these dinosaurs?
Pictures.
Have you ever seen anything, a great long whale, great long shark? We were over at the ocean one time. Mike, I took him over there and he caught the bottom of the Pacific Ocean over there. He's trying to drag it into the boat. But we were over there one time when we saw this whale jumping out of the water. Just jumping out, completely out of the water and splashing. And he jumped out of the water on Mr. Tibbs' boat. Killed him. At the same time, the very same day. But we saw these long creatures. And what it means is long, stretched out creatures. That's what this word means.
You after that day Mr. Tibbs was out there?
What?
You after that day Mr. Tibbs was out there?
Yes.
Over the same
boat?
boat?
No, I was in my boat.
Oh.
We were out there, we were watching this whale jump, but I stayed away from that whale. If I get around whales, what I do, Marilyn,
Leave.
I get out, zip. I don't fool around with them whales. I get away from those whales. Whales are bigger than my boat.
Right.
Okay? And this whale was breaching out there and splashing in the water. Beautiful. I even have a little camera someplace. I've got it on video. You can see him splashing out there like that. And we went over there, and we went up to that, we were at Port San Luis, and we went to the old Port Inn there, and to the restaurant, and we were having dinner and still watching that whale splash out there. Well, sometime during that evening is when Mr. Tibbs' boat went by there, and that Ha-Ta-Ni-Neem came out of the water and fell on his boat. Okay? And knocked everybody out of the boat, and he was the only one that wasn't wearing a life preserver, and he drowned. Because he had been over there all the time. He was just, he didn't think he needed a life preserver. All right? The long, stretched out sea creatures, these long ones. I had a friend of mine send me a picture of a long, I think it was 11-foot long sturgeon. Okay? Now that's a long, stretched out sea creature. Big long sharks, whales, all of that, that's what this thing is. Ha-Ta-Ni-Neem. All right? Yep. Ha-Ta-Ni-Neem. And then we have here Ha-Gedolim. Can you say that one? Ha-Gedolim. These are the great ones, all right? These long, stretched out great ones. That describes the Ha-Ta-Ni-Neem, all right? The great fish, the great sea creatures, all right? Great big ones. The whales. How many of you ever seen a whale shark? They're big. They're very big. I think 30, 40 feet long, something like that. They're great big creatures. That's a long, stretched out great fish. All right? All these great ones. And then we have the word here. What's this word? Brother Randall, do you know that one? Here it is. This word right here. See this one? Viet. Viet. All right? Ar-Viet. And then we have the word call. We have this word again, call. All right? Sign a direct object, and then call means all. Say call is all. Call is all. Okay. All right. That's how I remembered it. And then we have the word nephesh. 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 That means souls and that means lives. That's everything that lives and breathes and has spirit of God in it. Okay?
Is this a root of Nephilim in there anywhere? It doesn't.
Nephesh means fallen one. Nephilim means fallen one. Okay, this nephesh is different. Okay. And then we have the word ha-cha-ya. Almost sounds like Chinese, and ha-cha-ya. That's the lives that comes from the word haya is in that word. That's life. Ha-ya. All right, life. And then we have all of these lives, the lives, actually the lives. See that word in the front of it there? This ha, every time you see this, that means the. That's the sign, that's the direct object in Greek, in Hebrew. All right? In Hebrew, that's a direct object. All right? And by the word nephesh there is what in Greek? What's the word nephesh? What's the equivalent of it in Greek?
Pneuma.
Huh?
Pneuma.
No.
Somebody that died.
Suke. Suke. Or psychology. Or psyche. Psyche. Huh? Soul. Soul. Now Hebrew is a little more descriptive than Greek is in some ways, and this is one of them. It uses every animal, everything has a soul. It is a living creature. It has life. It has soul. Okay? Spirit. All right. Individuals of life, species, life forms. And then lives, and then haromeset. Haromeset. Can you say that one? Haromeset. All right? That means creeping, crawling crawlers. Did you ever watch Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom? Did you watch that? Did you watch that, young lady? When that guy wasn't there, when that boy was walking in that thing in there, he was stepping on what? He said, it sounds like fortune cookies. He was bugs, living, crawling creatures. That's them. That's these guys right here. Say that word. Haromeset. Cockroaches. Cucarachas. All right? That's what this is. Crawling, creeping things. Things that crawl on the ground. All right? All kinds of crawling, creeping creatures. All right? Not so much cockroaches or anything, but things that crawl on the ground. Lizards. Lizard crawls, doesn't it? Frogs crawl. Escher. You're going to be looking at that word a lot. Escher. All right? And then Sharitsu. All right. Now this here, I've been out in the ocean before. Mike, were you out there with me that time that there were so many fish in the ocean that we went over that school of bait, what they call bait fish, that you could just feel them, the boat rubbing on them? There were so many. I mean, they were by the millions. That's what this word here means there. The waters were just teeming with life. Teeming with life. All right? Teeming with life. And then we have the word ha-ma-ya, ha-ma-yi. Ha-ma-yi. See that? Im on the end is plural. All right? Ma is the water, and then ha is the. Okay? Ha-ma-ma-yi. All right? The waters. Waters plural. All right? The great waters. And then we have the word lemonahim. Lemonahim. Lemonahim.
Lemonade.
Like lemonade. Yeah. Lemonahim. All right? Lemonahim. Oh, that lemonahim means according to their species. That word le on the front of it there means according or to their families. To their families, according to their species. Okay? And then we have the word viet again. All right, and see that word viet? That's and sign of direct object. So we don't translate the sign of the direct object. All we do is say and. And there's force going that way. Yes.
The middle one that you just pointed out,
That one.
that's an A, huh?
That's viet.
That's an A, that middle.
Yeah.
And that's
Ali,
a vowel
and a
that's
vowel.
not just a. Okay.
And a vowel and a wa, okay? Whichever way you want to say, you would say, I would stop this as wa-et. All right, wa-et. It's the Hebrews, the language today is viet. Viet. Okay? Viet. Are you learning a little bit of this? It's going too over your head too much. I want you to see the action of this. Now here we have and action. Remember what the producers and the directors said? Action. When they start ready to do it, they'll do a take and they'll say action. And that's what this means right here. This means action. When you see that, and action. That's the sign of the direct object, okay? Viet, call. Say that word call there. That's on the next word. The call is what?
All.
Every, or all. Okay, call is all or every. Okay? And then we have the word forth.
Fourth is wings.
All right, so wing flapper. How do you say wing flapper in Lakota? Dakota, you remember? How do you say wing flapper? Wombly. Wombly is Lakota. That's wing flapper. This means something that flaps its wings. And that's what it means in Hebrew.
Same word down here.
Something that flaps its wings. Now, in Greek, all right, now Greek, the equivalence to these is, now Greek, they have three different words for bird, okay? One of them is petanon, all right? And that means a winged or a flyer. And then they have the word orneon, which comes into the ornithology, okay, in English. All right, orneon, it means wild or domestic, and ornis is the cocks that crow. You know, the cock that crowed in the Bible, you know, when Peter denied the Lord, okay? And then we have the word pet, it's like P-T, all right, A-N-O-N, petnon, all right? Those are three different words in Greek for the same thing, okay? Get that as you look at it. And then kanaf, See that word kanaf there? All right, see, that's part of this also, and that means wings. Every wing flapper of wings, lemenehu, lemenehu, lemenehu. After its what? Its species, its kind. All right, after its species, its kind, lemenehu. All right. And then we come to another word, vayar. And the word jireh comes from this, Jehovah Jireh. Jehovah Jireh literally means what?
All seen or all knowing?
Jehovah what? Well, it means provide, all right, that Jehovah provides, but it literally means Jehovah was seen. That's where Abraham saw Jehovah, okay? Jehovah was seen and Jehovah saw to it. He provided. It literally means to see to it, okay? But this is where the root of that word comes from, all right? And it's on page 906 in Brown, Driver, and Briggs. That's where the root of this is. It was Vayar, okay, and Saul. By, and Saul. All right, and Saul. Who is this next guy? Who's the next word? Elohim. All right, Elohim. That's God. That's the whole triune God, isn't it? Are you learning a little bit? Now, how about this next word? We've seen this one before. How do you say that word? Key. Key. Keys. Just like a key. All right? Key. This is it. That's it. Key. It's like that or even like that. All right? And what does key mean? What does key mean? And that means, literally, it means upright, sure, fine, sanctified, and it means because or that. All right? That. Now just remember that word key there. That means it's upright, it's good, and then it describes it again as told. Here's a different word for key there. Look at that word told. Here we have a different word for key. Here's a T right there, that's a key. And then here's a T, all right, in Hebrew. Hebrew's got a lot of M's and T's. That's told, all right? Told, all right? And then we have a B. But in this B, we don't have a dit in the middle of it. When you don't have a dit in the middle of it, it's not a B, but a B. Okay? Pronounced a little bit different. All right, told means good. What would be the equivalent in Hebrew or Greek of that told? You got any idea?
Bond.
Huh?
Bond.
Bond is French. All right. What's the one?
I was going to say curios too. I know it's not Scott.
That's Lord. What's the good here? Good would be kalos. 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 That's the equivalent. Kalos is real good. Yeah. Well. All right. Bond. Kalos. Kalos is good. There's other words for good in Greek, but this one here means kind of spiritually good. Okay, kalos. Real good. Okay? So we got that verse. All right? We learned what wing flappers are. And God put the gigantic sea creatures in the ocean. That's the great big ones, like the baleen whales and the great big great white shark type creatures, the long creatures, long outstretched creatures. All right? Now let's get to 122. 122. Vayarek. Vayarek.
I must be missing it, sir.
Are you 122? You don't have it?
I got 122B.
Okay, you're 122. Did you get, brother, did I give you the...
I think he's got 110.
Different? Okay, it goes to 110. Doesn't it go on over from there? I don't know. I don't have your one. What?
Yeah, we got 122B.
My 122 is on the back of this.
Okay, yeah, well, see, they printed that on both sides, and when they made the mistake, I had to... Did yours have both of them in there, or just...
Well, you gave me the other one.
Okay, 122. Do you have 122 A and B there?
Just B.
Just 22B. Okay, well, I apologize about that.
Okay. 110A or 110?
122A.
110?
B.
I mean,
That's 110, yeah.
There's 122A on the back
Yeah.
of it.
Well, see, they printed that and they left all of those out from 111 to 122 or 121, and I had to insert them. And since they had printed them on both sides, I had to give you like that.
I got these.
Okay. Well, I'm going to read this to you anyway. They made more mistakes than I caught. As we go along, we'll find them. Okay. I apologize for that. I handed all of them to them. They got them all. Okay. But somewhere they lost them.
you were fine.
Okay. Thy rek. O Tom. Elohim. Lemor. Peru. Uribu. Umilu. Et. Ha-mamayim. Bayamim. The Ha-or. Yivrev. Okay, that one you have, Yivrev. And then the Ba'aretz. Ba'aretz. Let's go back and look at this now. 122A. All right. And intensely blessed. Intensely blessed. Okay. Third person, masculine singular, that's God. Wow, consecutive imperfect. And PL stem. PL stem means he does it real strong. Okay? He intensely blessed them. Otam. That's them. Otam. Elohim. And then he says Lemor. And it says to be saying. That's what that literally means. To be saying. Lemor. Cal infinitive. Hamayer. That's where it comes from. And then Peru. 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 This thing about Paris. Paris is a very highly populated area, isn't it? All right. This word means to become fruitful. To become highly populated. All right. To populate. Become fruitful. All right. Become fruitful. And then it says you revu, which means and multiply. Multiply. All right. Cal imperative. Multiply. And you me lu. You me lu. All right. And fill up. And fill up. Sign of the direct object, et. Okay? And then ha-ma-mayim. Ha-ma-mayim. All right? See that word? Well, you don't have to have it there to see, but there is a mem there. All right? A mem, and it's got a doggy slingy in the middle, which it means it doubles. Okay? Ha-ma-mayim. Ba-ya-ma-mim. Ba-ya-mim-mim. All right? The waters. Ha-ma-mayim. The waters. In the great waters. All right? Ba-ye-mayim. All right? In the great waters. And then it says, and the ha-or. And the, what was the or? The horse, the wing flappers. Okay, the wing flappers and the birds, the wobblies. All right. How do you say bird in Spanish?
Pájaro.
What is it? Pájaro. 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 Okay, there we are. We got it in Spanish. And then it says the Yerev shall multiply. Third person singular, masculine singular. Cal juicy. All right. Ba'aretz. In or upon the earth. Ba'aretz. Remember what the word aretz is? Aretz is earth. Earth. That's the continents. Okay? So these animals are going to multiply on the continents. What is the ground called? The dirt. Adamah. Adamah. The continents and the land masses is aretz. All right? The 123. Do you have that one? 123. 123.
See.
All right. Vahi. 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 Erel. Vahi. Boker. Yom. Chamishi. Yom Chamishi.
Now Greek, gay is day, right?
Gay is earth.
Gay, okay, what's day in Greek?
Yeah, Amera.
Okay.
Yeah. And became. Look at that. And became. And became. Vahi. And became Erev Vahi Boker. And became evening. And became morning. Look at that word became there. That means to change. We have evening and we have morning. All right? Became evening and became morning. And when you have evening and morning, what then you have? You have a yom. You have a day. You have a day. All right? A day. And then we have the word 5. There are 5th. Cha Bishi. Cha Bishi. All right?
Cha Bishi is 5?
Cha Bishi is 5. 5th. All right? And then we have the word Vayomer. 124. Vayomer. Elohim. Tovsti. That's a hard one. Tovsti. Tovsti. Tobtze. We can't hardly say that. That one's a lot of, that's what you call a dental, or in a labial, all right? That's your tongue and your teeth, all right? Tovtze. All right? And then haaretz. Nefesh. Are you learning these words now? All right, nefesh is what? Souls or lives. And then chaya. Lemonehu. All right, lemonehu. Remember what that means? According to their species. Bihimah. Bihimah. All right. Baremes. Bichato. Eretz. Lemonah. Vahi. Came. All right. And said, and kept on saying, God continued to say, third person masculine singular. All right. Well, consecutive and perfect from the cow stem. Boy, that's a long, drawn-out thing to say God said. He said it, and he continued to say, he's continuing on what he's saying. He's continuing on his spoken creation. It's when God speaks things into existence, okay? And that's exactly what he's doing. He's continued to do this. And who is it? Who did it? Elohim. All right, Elohim. And then we have the word totsi. Totsi. All right? And it means cause to go forth. All right? Cause to go forth. Third person, feminine singular. Hithael, Yusif. All right? Cause to go forth the earth. All right? And then it says nephesh, souls, lives. It says nephesh and lives, souls and lives, according to their species. All right? According to their species. Their family trees. Okay? And then we have the behemoth. Say behemoth. That's like a beef. All right? Beef. This is the quadrupeds. The behemoth. And then we have the word baremes. What are these baremes? Remember we looked at them before. And the creepers. And the creeps. All right? That's them creepers, fortune cookie guys, remember? Okay? And then it says, thy chatov, and beasts of the earth. All right? And beasts of the earth. And then limanah, after her species. After her species, all right? And became, came. Thus. Thus. Okay? Thus. Can means thus. In that fashion, according to this, or thusly. Okay? 125. We're almost over here where God creates man. We're just about to find man here pretty soon. On what day does God create man? Huh? 6. 6 is the number of man. All right? 6 is the number of man. By Ias. Hello. Him. What's this word? Et. 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 Chayat. Haaretz. Now see, that one there ought to be coming familiar. And then lemini, leminah. Viet.
Yeah.
How many times have you seen Viet? Quite a few times already. Viet means what? Action. Action. All right, and action. And then ha-bihima. Lemina.
No.
Viet.
Yes.
Call.
Call.
Remes.
Yes.
Ha-adama.
No.
Lemenehu. Bayar. Elohim Kito.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that's it. By Yahas, that means and he made. Third person masculine singular. Cal, wow, consecutive and perfect. He kept on continuing his creation and reconstruction. Okay? On page 793. All right? That's where you can look that one up. Every one of these has a page number down below it. See that? Elohim. All right? Sign of direct object, sign of action. All right? God's doing some action here. Then we have the word chayat. These are living things. These are living beings, living beasts. Okay? All kinds of living beasts upon the earth. Haaretz. The earth. Haaretz. The earth. Lemenehu, or lemenah, that is, after her species. And then we have the sign of the direct object with an and in front of it. What's the word for and? What is da? This word ba here? Where is it? There. Okay. What's the Greek word for that? Page 208 in the Analytical Greek Lexicon. What's it on that page?
Beta.
Huh?
Ace.
Chi. That whole little thing right here takes 3 letters in Greek to do that. Hebrew is like shorthand. I want you to understand it's like shorthand. Just look and see how many English words it takes to write for the little short words sometimes. You got to take out a whole Hebrew idea and thought. All right? Where it goes? The living creatures on the earth after her species, and the ha-behemah and the cattle, the quadrupeds, okay, domesticated animals, that's what it's talking about. Ha-behemah and the lemenah, according to her species, and sign of direct object, and call. Call is what? Call is all, everything, all right? Every creeper and crawler remes. Okay? Then ha-adamah. What is this? Ha-adamah.
And the earth, some of the earth.
And the ground.
The ground.
The ground. That which we are related to. Remember the word dam? Here is the word dam. What's the word in Greek, Brother Brett?
For what?
For adamah.
For Hallelujah? For Greek?
Gay.
Gay.
Gay. That's the ground,
The
the
earth.
earth. The earth, all right? Hagios. Hagios. Let's think about that word for a minute. Hagios. When you're born in the earth, you're born related to the earth. But when you're born again, you're born not related to the earth. You're born from above. You have a brand new genealogy. One from heaven. All right? Here we have the word dam, which means red. And it means blood. And it means earth. Drug out. Adamah. And Adam is Adam. All in this word right here. From that word Adam. So now let's look at that word. Circle that word and look at it because that's a very important word. Ha-adamah. All right, say that. Ha-adamah. That is the earth that we're related to. The ground, the dirt, the chemical compound. All right? All of the creepers and crawlers from the earth. Okay? Everything that's created from the earth. Okay? After her species, lemenehu. All right? Bayar. And what this comes, gyre comes from this word now, remember? Gyre. All right? And Saul. And Saul. third person, masculine, singular. Cal, while consecutive, imperfect. And saw and continued to see. God saw that all this remained. Elohim, Kitov. All right, Ki is that good. Tov. Tov and Kalos. Remember, this is spiritually good. Everything that God created here was good. There was no evil in it, okay? No evil. 126. Now we have a problem. Now we have the problem. Who was the original caretaker of the Haaretz? Who was the original one? Lucifer. Very good, young lady. Get A+ for tonight. Before he became Satan, he was Lucifer, which means light carrier, that he was supposed to carry light and emanate the glory of God that God had created in him, the power and beauty of him. Okay? He is a very powerful, he was a light, angel of light. Okay? Vayomer. Can you say that? Vayomer. Elohim. And look at your Hebrew while you're doing it. You need to look at it. All right? Because when you look at it and you see that word and you say that word, it's going to imprint in your brain. I can assure you. If you sat in my class in Greek for 3 years without studying Greek at home at all, you're going to learn Greek. Whether you like it or not, you're going to know Greek. You're going to be able to take the Greek Bible and read it. Just pick it up and start reading it. Okay? That's what I've told my students and my wife after she was in the class, and I guarantee you she never looked at Greek one time at home. Just being in the class, just being what you call submersed in it for 1 hour a week for 3 years, all of a sudden she said, I can read it. Because you're exposed to it. This is what you learn by induction, okay? And that's why you're learning this Hebrew is by induction, because you're looking at it and saying the words, all right? Brother Brett, the other night, when you've been taking a Greek class for a while, but then you started looking at the words and saying the words, and you will learn how to, that will imprint on your mind, and you'll remember. It helped you that night, didn't it?
Yeah.
The lights came on.
Yeah, it takes a while sometimes.
Yeah. And then we have Naasa. Naasa, all right? Adam. See, here we have the word Adam now. See, there's the word Dam in the middle of that. That's blood and that's red. Okay? And then Betzalemenu. Okay. This is very beautiful. Now, this verse here, we're going to have to spend some time on it. Because this is very beautiful. Kid mu tenu. Kid mu nanu. I'll say it again. Kid mu tenu. Can you say that? Kid mu tenu. These are extremely important words. Vayirdu. Yedgot. Hayam. Yuveo. Hashemayim. All right. Yuvavehima. That's a long word. Yuvavehima. You be cold. Haaretz. You be cold. Haremes. Haromes. All Haaretz. Now let's look and see what's here. Vayomer means what? And he said, and he kept on saying, all right? And he said, he kept on saying, who's this person? Elohim, that's God, all right? And then, we shall make. Now look at this. We shall make. Cal, we have a corporal plural here. We have a plural verb, all right? A plural verb. And we shall make Adam. Adam. That's you, Brett.
Yeah.
You're there. You're here. You are at this place in a period of time in history past. Right here, you were created in Him. In Adam, Adam. All right, Adam. Then we have the word Betzallemenu. Betzallemenu. Let's look at this now. How many of you ever tracked anything?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
All right. If we looked at this lemenehu a while ago, lemenehu means according to their species. Okay? We have the word Betzallemenu here. Now, in this word, it means shadow casting likeness, literally. A foot track. It says, let's make man in our foot track, in our shadow casting likeness. Okay? Kid menu metenu. Kid mutenu. All right? Kid mutenu. Look at that word. According to our blood flowing likeness. All right? In our shadow casting image, according to our blood flowing likeness. And then it says here, this next word, all right, Vayedu, they shall have rule. What happened when God created Lucifer? He was supposed to have dominion, wasn't he? Now guess what? God here replaces Lucifer with your father. All right, your father, Adam. And then it says here, Vidgot, that means in the fish. In the fish. All right, that word, that base in the front of it there, it's actually a bat here because it doesn't have a bit in the middle of it. So it's not a heartbeat, but it's a bat. Vidgot, according to the fish. Man's going to be over the fish. All right?
Over the dominion.
Over the fish. What did you say, Brent?
The dominion.
All right, over the fish. What does that mean now?
We roll over them.
How about take care of them?
There you go.
All right, take care of them. You have to remember this. There's a difference between rule over something and to take care of it, to mind it, to mind the store. Okay? The American Indians used to say that nothing in the world is yours. You're only a caretaker of it for a little period of time. Whatever your lifetime is, that's how you are. You're a caretaker of this, what you have in this world for a short period of time. It is not yours. No Indian said that they could ever own land. The land lasts for a long time. You are just pipsqueak. Okay? It says that this man here, he is going to be over the fish. He's going to be a caretaker of the fish. Remember, man was eating fish back here. They weren't eating any fish. He's supposed to watch over these fish and take care of God's fish, his fish boat. Okay? That's God's fish boat. Not yours. It's God's fish boat. Okay? And then Hayam, the seed. All right? The seed. Now, this word up here that we looked at, that word shadow up there, in the Greek there is skia. By the way, it's skia. Skia. That means shadow. All right? Shadow. And the next word up there, that word kid metunu, that word, the Greek equivalent is icon. Icon.
Icon.
Icon. What is an icon?
Idol.
That's an image. That's an image. All right? Now, there's one image of God in this world. What is it? What's the image that God left of himself in the world?
On the Christ, on the cross.
What image did he leave in this world?
Nature.
What?
Nature.
What image did God leave in this world?
What?
Huh? Man. Thank you, brother. Man. Man is God's image. It's his icon. It's his image. You look at yourself, you look at your mind, you look at your spirituality, all of that. This is an image of God. What's the word Christian mean? Christ like the little Christ. All right? We are Christians, so we're supposed to act like Christ. Dakota, can you go over there and turn that air conditioner down? Are you guys getting cold?
Somebody just turned it on.
Turn it on.
That was hot.
Everyone just turned it on.
All right. Are you guys getting cool?
Now that's what makes the noise there, Ben.
Yeah, okay. All right, and then it says here, and they shall have dominion over the fish, over the sea, and over the UVO, over the wing flappers, all the wing flappers, okay? And Hashemayim, over the heavens, all right? Over the heavens. And then we have the word Yuvah-Bihimah. Yuvah-Bihimah. Okay? That means over the domesticated livestock, which means the quadrupeds. Okay? Quadrupeds. Domesticated livestock. And then we have the word Yubikol. Remember that word call there means what? All. All right? Over all of the earth. He is going to be the caretaker of God's earth. The caretaker of God's earth. It's God's earth, but he's going to be the caretaker of it. You be called, and over all of the what? Barimes. Okay, the little creepers. Okay, the little creeps. Ha-romes, the ones creeping and crawling, all ha'aretz. Everything creeping and crawling on the earth. All right? So now God has made man in his image. God left one icon of himself in this world, and that's man. That's it. All right? That's the icon that God left in this world. The word icon is right out of Greek. All right? It's skia in Greek, and in the it means the footprint. That's menu, all right? That's after his kind, after God's likeness, okay? And kid matinu, according to his blood-flowing likeness, all right? Here is man. Man's been created. Now, 127. We'll look at this verse quickly, and then I'll turn you loose on the world, okay? Thy Yivrah. What's that word? The next one.
Elohim.
Elohim. Boy, that's the way I like it. Okay, Elohim. And how about the next one? Et. All right. Ha-Adam. Okay, the Adam. And then we have the word beat, sol, move. Oh, beat, sol, move. Okay. Betzelem. And that's the word. Elohim. Bara, Oto, Zakar, Yunekeva. Bara, Otan. Beautiful things in this verse. By Yirah, that means he created, or he saw, that is. All right? He saw Elohim, humanity race. He created them. And he saw them. He created and he saw. All right? Created and saw. Write the word saw down there. He saw what he had created. Okay? Elohim. Et. Et means what? Action. All right? Sign of direct object. Ha-Adam. All right? And he saw and he created man, humanity. All right? Humanity. You are in him. Okay? Betzalmo. Okay? In his spiritual shadow image. That's it. His spiritual shadow image. All right? This is icon. This is idea of spirit in this. This skia. The shadow. His spiritual image now. And his spiritual image, again, it says, Betzilem. Betzilem. All right? In the Septuagint, by the way, it is icona. Okay? It should be skia. They translated it incorrectly in the Septuagint. the Greek translation of the Hebrew Old Testament, it should be skia here, and they put in icona. All right? It's not icona, but skia in his shadow casting likeness. All right? Elohim. All right? Now, in that word ha-adam up there in the Septuagint is anthropos. All right? Or anthropo. Literally, what it is an accusative singular masculine. Anthropo, which we get our word anthropology from. Okay? This is the human race that is created. And God created him in his spiritual image, Elohim did, and then bara means he created. All right? He had created. Cal perfect. Look at that one, perfect tense. Third person masculine, singular, perfect tense. He is done. He is finished. Man is created.
Is that town down, bara?
Yeah, but it means to cut out. It means to create. All right, and it means to finish. Here it's perfect tense, so it's finished. Man is finished. Okay, he's finished his physical creation, his spiritual creation, and all this. Him, otam, zakar, male, and yineh kiva, female. Bara otam. He created them, male and female. He created them in one person. He puts male and female originally. Okay? All of the human race was in Adam. I want you to understand that. He was one person. All of the human race was in Adam. Okay? Now, we're going to find out later on in the second chapter that God hypnotizes Adam. And he takes from his sides, plural, he takes blood and flesh and bone, and he creates Isha out of man and woman. Okay? Beautiful story. Okay? All right. Do you have any questions? He created them. What do you think about that?
I gotta go early tonight.
Okay. Do you have any questions? Did you learn something, Tom? Remember what we've been talking about? We said that God created man in his icon image, his physical image, in his shadow casting likeness, and his blood flowing likeness, and in his spiritual image. And here we have seen it now from 126 and 127, all right? There's where God did it. And it has the words there just exactly like that. All right? It's his icon, his image, and his skia, and his dom, his blood flowing like this. Here, God creates man. All right? He creates man. Brother David, are you confounded? Have a question about it?
It's tough to follow, but
It's hard to follow. Here we have the great God of the universe making man in his image. You want to see what God looks like? You're going to have to look at Jesus, and you're going to have to look at yourself. That's what he was. How big is he? I don't know how big that is. But that doesn't limit God in all ways. Does your body limit you? Only now. Only now. It limits you. One of these days, you're going to be able to walk through walls just like Jesus did. You won't have to eat unless you want to. Right now, you have to eat, whether you like it or not. You got to eat to keep on going, don't you? You got to drink to keep on going. But one of these days, your body will not slow you down. God doesn't have to eat to keep on existing. All right? God appeared to Adam, and he appeared to Abraham. He appeared to Moses there. He appeared to him like what? Like in a burning bush. He appeared to him. Now the bush wasn't God. That got Moses' attention. And then God appeared to him out of the burning bush. Okay? The burning bush got Moses' attention. All right? And then God spoke to him from the burning bush, and he saw him. He saw him. Abraham saw God on that mountain, on Mount Moriah. You go over there to the city of Jerusalem, you walk up there by where that rock, the Mosque of Omar is, in there by that rock, that's where God lit one time. If anything makes that ground holy, it was God's footprints. His skia, his shadow on it, his footprint. That's what made it holy. When Moses walked up to the burning bush, what did God tell him to do? Take off your underbinders. That's what it said. literally. Take off your shoes, your sandals. You are standing on what? Holy ground. They call the land over there where Jesus walked holy, the Holy Land, because he walked in it. If anything is holy for any way, it's because his footprints are on it. Now, God's footprints are on you. You are his footprints in the world today. You are his footprint. You are his shadow. You are his image. God leads you here for one reason. What is that? To be a witness for him. People rise and fall, don't they, in humanity. There's about 6,000 years of humanity laid out in history that we know about. That's it. 6,000 years. 6,000 years ago, God created man. And there's 6,000 years of real history laid out and written down, and in anthropological sites, you can prove that man has been here 6,000 years, because that's how long ago God created man. Okay. How many people have been born, lived, and died? Millions and billions. Okay. And that's 6,000 years. Every one of them, the whole purpose of them being born, hatched into this world, was to glorify the God, their Creator, because they were created in his image, in his shadow, in his blood-flowing life. That's it. That's the whole reason that God created man, is to show forth himself. He had a world. There was creatures in it, in the pre-Adamic world. Way over here. There was creatures in the pre-Adamic world. There was land, there were trees, there were all kinds of stuff. And Lucifer was to be shining over all that wonder. But he failed. He became darkness. The earth became darkness and chaos, formless and void. It says darkness was over the faces of the deep. All right. All right. Darkness was over the faces of the deep. Home. Over the faces of the deep. And then it says God divided the light from the darkness. All right. The light, thereof, from the darkness. All right. And it said he put light over the day and darkness, with stars over the night and the moon. We see a division there. We see separation from good and evil, don't we? Separation of good and evil. Everything Satan does is evil, isn't it? Do you have any questions? Anything? Anything? Randall? Are you beginning to see this a little better, I hope?
I noticed that God said, let us make man our image. He used the asal, which is the word to make out of existing material. And that's what's used in Exodus 20:11. People argue that everything was made in 6 days, which is the wrong word.
Yes.
In 27, when he actually created man, it was Mara.
He created him. And it's completed, isn't it? Completed action. All right, he created him. Now, where did man come from? From God. Right out of the hand of God. Man was God's stuff. Material, God's material. Just think about that. Remember, in the 3rd chapter, we have, we're jumping ahead a little bit, but we have Eve in there saying, talking to the snake, Nahash, and he says, you'll be like gods. If you eat of this tree of knowledge, you'll be like gods. Well, they already were like God. They were already like God. He said, God's going to be jealous of you when you're like him. Man was already like God. Lucifer, lying, deceiving, the deceiving serpent, became more aruma, deceitful, evil, twisted, perverted than all of the other animals on the earth. All right, we're going to look at that too. That's why I preached on Sunday night last week. Arumimim also. All right. And man became arumimim, twisted, evil, perverted,
No.
deceitful.
I'm sorry.
here where it says the man who control or rule over the
He's going to be the caretaker over all of the earth.
Well, it wasn't him preparing for maybe, I don't know, the Satan become a snake.
Uh-huh.
And maybe men can overrule, I mean, somehow. It's
Well,
nothing to do
that
with-
snake loaned his body to Lucifer for a time.
Mhm.
And when he loaned his body to Lucifer, he doomed his whole animal kingdom. All the rest of it. We're not there yet in the third chapter. This is a beautiful stuff in here. I mean, it really opens things up. You see this. From the Hebrew, you see it opened up. It's just, I mean, you read over it in English, and it's just, you read over it. But in Hebrew, you just open it up. And it just flows out. All right? It's just the English translation. You have to explain it. One word in Hebrew means a lot. It means a whole idea. In English, you have to just totally unfold it. It's like, Hebrew is like shorthand. Okay? Remember, this little ba, it takes a whole Greek word, kai, to make it. All right? Just ba. You ready to go out in the world now and do something? Brother Randall, we give this listen prayerfully, brother.
Lord, Father, we thank you for the teaching, Lord, and we thank you for your word, Lord God.